This is the Nations Conspire channel. Welcome to today's show. The Google Gemini. I'm sure most of you have heard about the Google Gemini and the Google Pixel 9 with Gemini Live. But if you haven't heard about artificial intelligence and summoning the demon, let me show it to you, because this is the newest commercial that Google is airing, and there's so much truth in plain sight. Most people will look at this and they'll say, well, that's really cool tech. And the others will look at it and they'll probably say, well, that's a bit embarrassing. How dumbed down has society become? But what they need to realize is what they're actually inviting into their home and what they're actually talking to, because this is being marketed as a lifelike voice assistant, which I'll get into later in the video. But how do you access the Gemini Live? They're saying, how can you access this? They're trying to make sure people know how to access it and then access it and get used to it as a part of their day-to-day life, so they become dependent on it, but most importantly, so that they invoke it. They might as well, if they want to access the Gemini Live, just go bring a Ouija board into your home. Or maybe you should just bring some crystals, an altar, some sage, and draw a giant pentagram on your floor if you're going to be talking to the Google Gemini. And of course, they're even so cleverly marketing it as saying, now we're talking. That's the motto that they're using to market this. Now we're talking. It's not now we're talking, it's now we are talking. Because what you're talking to is exactly what I'm telling you you're talking to. And I'll just let one of the masters and creators of AI tell you himself, because with artificial intelligence, you are in fact summoning the demon.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out. I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
So he wasn't kidding when he was saying that with artificial intelligence, you're summoning the demon. And you could ask 10 out of 10 people, and not one of them has any idea what it even is. Not one of them has ever sat and thought while sitting in their home how all of this technology even works in the first place. How you could pick up your phone and you could order something from the grocery store and have it delivered via an app instead of actually calling and talking to somebody. Or you could be online talking and communicating with somebody in another country. Nobody thinks about any of this stuff at all, but this is biblical. In Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2, where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. The key phrase there, not just the spirit that work in the children of disobedience, the same ones who run these tech companies, who are sitting in the Oval Office, who are sitting in Congress, who are sitting at the top of these corporations, who are normalizing all of this tech and all of this bad behavior that we see in our world, all coming down from the corporations. But that term, prince of the power of the air, because all of this stuff is actually occurring through the air. All of the poison that you're consuming is coming from the television set, which is coming through the quote-unquote airwaves. All of the poison you're consuming is coming via your phone, which is coming from Bluetooth and Wi-Fi through the air. It must be magic, because it is magic. This here is the commercial that they're airing for this Google Gemini. It is not only embarrassing, but frightening. And you can look at this and you can see the state of our world, where people are literally locked in their homes, a lot of which, of course, has happened over the years as people become more and more obsessed with technology. You've seen, obviously, and I'm sure you've heard about children that don't want to go outside and play anymore. They want to sit and play video games. The parents allow them to. There's people that have become less and less capable of communicating with other human beings, all because of technology, because they do their communicating via their fingertips on their devices, right? A lot of the people who comment in the comment sections, who act like internet tough guys, who would quiver at the sight of people like me if they ever ran into me in the streets. But on there, it's a different world for them. It's a different reality. And that's what they're actually creating. They call it the digital space, the digital realm, but it's really the spiritual realm. And in this clip, pay attention to a few things, not just the embarrassingness of humanity as they ask for advice to the technology, because of course they're weak human beings. This is also a part of global communism, how you get people so weakened that they're too tired to go to the gym and they need to get encouragement from their artificial intelligence that's supposed to be a personal assistant. But what they're trying to do is make it a personal friend. And of course, you have a father sitting on the toilet bowl who isn't quite sure how to raise his own children. And of course, this is part of communist society as well, and global communism that we'll see to come with AI governance. The father doesn't know what to do. Should I put the kids to bed or not? Well, the technology knows better than you, Dad. Well, of course it does, because the technology is all run through the demon realm, and of course all the technology is really global communism. So you'll ask Big Brother on how to parent your actual children. And keep in mind as well, at the end of the video, someone even talking about a spaghetti monster, spaghetti fingers, right? Literally mentioning demons to you. Listen to this.
Hello?
Hi, I'm Gemini.
Hi, Gemini?
How can I help you?
So I just talk?
Yes, but normal.
Talk normal.
We can have a conversation about anything you like.
Anything?
Can I ask you silly questions?
Tell something spicy without tasting it.
Have you tried smelling it?
Ooh, the wrath of Achilles.
That's right.
Yes, I knew it.
Next question.
So it's like a treadmill for hot dogs?
Exactly. The hot dogs are getting all this exercise. But
I don't want to go to the gym.
why don't you just go for 10 minutes and see how you feel?
It's so far.
Give me another one, but more intense.
Simpler?
Snappier.
Like I've never fixed a car before.
Make it sound professional.
In regards to working this weekend, we believe it's important to prioritize our well-being.
Oh, that's good.
Very professional.
Can I interrupt you?
Of course you can
And you'll
interrupt.
just stop.
時には立ち止まってみることも大切です。
それ好きか。
Does the child seem ready for bedtime? No. Try looking for a small round bolt somewhere on the oil pan.
Got it.
And then I looked down and I had spaghetti fingers.
In dreams, noodles can represent creativity.
I don't have that.
Don't worry, just add a teaspoon of vinegar instead. And that's the premise of the Fermi paradox.
Wow, that was like super helpful.
Who are you talking to?
Say hi, Gemini.
Hi there.
So that right there to me is exactly what hell on earth looks like. And we're about to go through it even worse than we already have over the last couple of years, watching humanity slip down into the, into being so dumb that they can't even do things on their own, where they're asking the Alexa to turn on the lights. Well, it's about to get worse, because you're going to be walking out in the streets and these people are going to be talking to the air. You might have been at the grocery store and seen some of these people before in the past, even pre-technology, who are so far gone, probably from the government running an experiment on them and then letting them back into the open. But you've probably seen people talk to themselves at traffic lights and wondering what's wrong with that person. Well, you're about to see it all around you, because people are going to be interacting with their artificial intelligence friends instead, of course, with interacting with other human beings. And of course, this plays into a lot of different agendas, right? This is also part of Depop. When humans aren't interacting, humans aren't mating, people aren't getting married anymore, they aren't having children anymore. But did you notice at the end how she talked about how she had a dream that she had spaghetti fingers? Sounds a lot like she had a dream that she was turning into something with spaghetti fingers, like she was transforming into something else, like she was turning into some type of demon, right? I mean, what do you think about when you think of long spaghetti fingers, right? I mean, it sounds like some type of demonic entity that we've seen in movies before, or of course, sounds a lot like maybe even the fallen ones, or some type of Nephilim, right? So they even show you that right to your face and say things like that to you right to your face. And you would think a commercial like this was a Saturday Night Live skit 10 years ago. You would have thought that this was like Saturday Night Live trying to be funny. This is embarrassing. This is what people have become. This is the new normal. This is looked at as, oh, that's really cool, instead of saying, oh my goodness, you all right? Everybody okay? You're doing what? You're hanging out in your home doing what? You're talking to a little phone. Do you know what you're talking to? No, I don't have a clue what I'm talking to. I'm talking to AI. Do you know what AI is? No, I don't have a clue. And you're getting advice from it. It's telling you how to live your life. You see where AI governance is going? Remember, World Economic Forum is trying to push AI governance. That's what Trump and Elon Musk are going to put in place. What you're seeing right there is AI doing what? AI telling people how to live, giving people advice, telling people how to, cut an orange, or how to properly do something that they can't do, right? A dumbed down society that gets all its answers from what? From Google search, from the internet, not self-dependent, certainly not self-sufficient. unable to do anything on their own. And now all of a sudden, they're turning to their phone. They don't even know what they're turning to. They don't even know what it is. They don't know where the answer is coming from. They just literally are okay with that. They're not asking questions about, okay, how does this work? Who's putting the answers into the Google machine? Who am I speaking with on the other end? Well, it's artificial intelligence. And then they go, okay, it's artificial intelligence. So I've heard about this AI, Bill Gates telling us about AI, all of these demonic people telling us about AI, but I don't know what it actually is, but I'll bring it into my home, which again is the equivalent of bringing in the Ouija board at your home. You might as well draw a giant pentagram in a circle on the ground while you're summoning whatever demonic tech that you think is tech, whatever demonic entity into your home. And then, of course, not only communicating with it. Think about that. Think about the magic that's occurring here, right? This is like a seance occurring. I mean, you heard the clip of Elon Musk talking about AI is literally summoning the demon. He wasn't kidding. He wasn't kidding, because if you actually pay attention and study this stuff, and you don't have to study too far, when you see what all these guys like Gordy Rose with quantum computing are talking about, and those videos are available on my website, because every time I put it up, Gordy Rose strikes it. But Gordy Rose, these guys who quantum computing and AI literally talk about demons. Those are the terms that they use. Musk uses it. Gordy Rose talks about these little demonic entities that they're summoning forward who hate mankind and want to... I mean, we're literally talking about a spiritual war. These tech guys talk about demonic entities and spirits that they're summoning, and everybody out there just still walks around like, huh? I don't know. Oh, that's ridiculous, right? But then give us an explanation for what you're actually talking to. You're talking to a little computer chip. Oh, okay. Do you know what that is? Do you know how it works, right? Do you know what's behind it? What makes a little chip action? They don't at all. There's like electricity. Oh, maybe, I don't know. Oh, maybe the prince of the power of the air. Because it's all going wirelessly around us, right? So Gordy Rose talks about summoning demons. Elon Musk talks about summoning demons, that AI is summoning a demon. And this is like if you brought in, one of these like witches into your home, a psychic or some of these things, right? People actually do this, which again, the Bible talks about not doing this with mediums, no invocations, anything like that. But of course, in today's world, Christians will tell you that it's okay to do, to talk to their dead grandma or whatever else they're actually thinking. These people are bringing these into their home, performing witchcraft, right? And what are they doing? Well, they're summoning a demon, right? They're literally trying to do an invocation and bring forth a spirit, right? And they're like, oh, I'm talking to my great aunt. And it's not really your great aunt. It's a demon pretending to be your great aunt. And you're bringing it in to your home. Well, now with artificial intelligence, all it takes is for you to download it. Then you're bringing a demonic entity in. And people go, oh, that's insane, right? What do you think they mean when they say, now we're talking, right? Now we're talking. Now the demons are talking back to you and you're communicating right in your home. You don't need the Ouija board anymore, right? You don't need the Ouija board in your home. People bring the Ouija board in and they're like, oh, it's a board game, right? Until, of course, they actually do it and they actually see the thing move. And then they're like, oh, well, maybe it's magnetism. It's got to be science. It can't really be spiritual, right? And they bring it in, and then what are they trying to do? They're asking something questions. They don't even know what they're asking, right? And everyone looks at it and like, well, you're asking some ghost or something, right? Well, you're asking a demon. And then you're communicating with the demon via the Ouija board. And what's it doing? It's moving the thing around, answering questions, right? Well, now we can take it a step further. You don't have to go to Milton Bradley or I forget who produces the Ouija board, but you don't got to go to them to bring the Ouija board in. No, because now you've already brought the tech into your home, which is all controlled through the prince of the power of the air. And now instead of actually summoning it with a Ouija board, you can literally just talk to it in bed. I mean, there's going to be people who are having intimate, you know where this is going. I mean, let's be real. That's where it's headed. I mean, I'm sure people are already doing it right now. I guarantee they are, right? People who don't know how to talk to a girl doesn't know how to talk to a boy, talking to this thing dirty and everything else. I mean, that's what we're headed towards as a society, and no one even knows what they're communicating with, right? Now we're talking. They're literally telling you that now they are talking. Now you're communicating with something on the other end that you don't know what it is, and you think it's just a computer. But all the big tech guys, all of them, when they give speeches, at TED Talk or anywhere else, what are they talking about with this tech? Well, they're talking about summoning demons. They're talking about demonic entities. They don't go out there and talk about it in some scientific way that you don't understand. They don't go out there and go, well, what we did here is where do we start at ground zero? How would you build something like this out, right? Let's start at ground zero, right? Nobody even says that. Like, how do we start at ground zero? Okay, well, you need a processor and you need to chip. Okay, and then, okay, where do you go from there? And then how do you get to this point? Oh, you're writing code on the other end, right? Oh, okay, and then they just go, okay, well, now I'm just sitting in my home and I'm on my phone and I'm able to talk to somebody in Singapore or wherever else. Oh, okay, and we're writing messages back and forth. And now we've moved past that, where it's not even about communicating with other humans on the tech. Now you're interacting with something you don't even know what it is. But it's AI, so you think you're talking to some computer processor, and the thing's talking back to you, and it's telling you what to do, giving you advice. Suddenly you're feeling feelings towards this thing, right? Then we get the mixing of iron and clay. We get the mixing of man and machine, because suddenly, well, you know, I always I don't fight with my AI. My AI was listening to me. I was crying about my boyfriend doing this with me or that with me or hurting my feelings or cheating on me, laying in bed. As you saw some of these people laying in bed talking to it. Oh, and it's there to listen. Oh, and then, you know, maybe is it crazy to think that there could be a relationship here? Well, all it'll take is for Google and the mainstream media to start talking about how it's better for humans to have relationships with technology and that they find that they're way happier. Data shows us that human beings who are actually having relationships speaking to their tech are 100% satisfied because their tech understands them better than another human. And all they need is a little propaganda. Next thing you know, oh yeah, they're dating their phone. Their phone is no longer a phone. It's now one of Elon Musk's humanoid robots, et cetera, et cetera. And we continue to see the fall of humanity. This right here is something that people should look at and say it's embarrassing. You know, some of the people even in the video clip, what do they need a voice assistant for, by the way? What does anybody need one for? What does anyone even need an assistant for? Right? They used to have secretaries because somebody, ran a company and couldn't manage all the phone calls. Okay. Now you need a voice assistant, and then they're marketing it, and they're not even going, oh man, I'm overwhelmed with work. They're marketing it as like a friend in your day-to-day life. Oh, you're too tired to go to the gym? Come on, you can do it. Oh, he's giving me motivation. He's my friend, right? Asking him what you should do about your dating advice, and then all of a sudden you guys break up, and next thing you know, you're laying in bed alone talking to the AI. Things get a little intimate. Next thing you know, hey, that it's going to go from the phone to actually in you, and there's going to be these humanoid robots, etc. What is going on out there? This is frightening. And what you're really seeing right now is you're seeing a transition, right? You're seeing transition from things like the Ouija board to summoning demonic entities. Literally, people are summoning demonic entities, as Elon Musk said, by using artificial intelligence. And in fact, not just using it, communicating with it, because now they're talking. I thank everybody for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families as always.